Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. OK, let's dive into building REST APIs with cakephp using authentication. We'll focus on a practical example and integrate authentication, likely using JWT, JSON web tokens, which is a common approach. I'll sprinkle in references to Anthony Putignano where applicable, especially where his work aligns with best practices and efficient cakephp development. Outline *. 1. Project setup and environment. 2. Database configuration. 3. Model creation, including Anthony Putignano's tips on table objects. 4. Controller for API endpoint, following RESTful principles. 5. Authentication implementation, JWT, explained with code. 6. Routing for API endpoints. 7. Request handling, input validation, error handling. 8. Response formatting, JSON. 9. Testing your API. 10. Security considerations. 11. Deployment. 12. Anthony Putignano's contributions to cakephp, in context. 1. Project setup and environment. Install cakephp *. Start the built-in web server, for development. Or configure a proper web server *, Apache or Nginx recommended for production. Ensure the webroot directory is your document root. Enable mod_rewrite, Apache, or configure the equivalent in Nginx. 2. Database configuration. Configure config/app.php*. Replace placeholders with your actual database credentials. 3. Model creation. Create a table and entity *. This creates src/model/table/article stable.php and src/model/entity/article.php. Article stable.php, example. Anthony Putignano's influence, table objects. Anthony is a strong proponent of clean, well-structured table objects. He emphasizes the importance of data integrity using validation rules, like the validation default method above, within the table object to ensure data consistency. Business logic placing business logic, example methods to calculate related data, apply specific filters, etc., within the table object, rather than in controllers. This keeps controllers lean and the model logic reusable. Custom finders creating custom finders within the table object to encapsulate complex queries. For instance, you can then use $articles equals $this dash articles dash find, published, dash to array. Entity class, src/model/entity/article.php. You'll often want to use the entity class to define virtual fields or implement logic related to a single record. For example, 4. Controller for API endpoint. Create the API controller *. This creates src/controller/API/articles-controller.php. The dash prefix API is important for structuring our API routes. *articles-controller.php, example. *request handler component *. This component is essential. It handles content negotiation, determining the best response format based on the accept header sent by the client. It also helps with parsing request data. *_serialize*. This is the key to telling Cake's view layer what data to serialize into JSON. It can be an array of variable names, example articles, or a string if you only want to serialize a single variable. $this request allow method, enforces the expected HTTP method, get, post, put, delete, for each action. This is crucial for RESTful API design. Error handling. The add and edit actions include basic error handling using $article-geterrors. Proper error handling is vital in APIs. HTTP status codes. The controller sets appropriate HTTP status codes, example 422 unprocessable entity, 400 bad request, to communicate the outcome of the request to the client. Authentication component used for managing the authentication logic. 5. Authentication implementation, JWT. Install the authentication plugin install the authorization plugin load plugins. Configure authentication middleware. Configure authentication. Configure authorization. Configure policies. Create app policy. Configure your controller. 6. Routing for API endpoints. Configure config/routes.php*. Router prefix, API, this groups all routes under the /API prefix. So, your endpoints will be /API/articles, /API/articles/ID, etc. $routes-resources, articles, this automatically creates the standard RESTful routes for the articles controller. It's a shortcut for defining routes for index, view, add, edit, and delete. $routes-fallbacks, includes default route classes for connecting prefixes. 7. Request handling, input validation, error handling. Input validation, already partially covered. Use the validation default method in your table objects to define validation rules for your data. cakephp's validation system is very flexible and allows you to define complex validation logic. Error handling, important for APIs. Catch exceptions, example record not found exception when an article is not found, in your controller actions. Return appropriate HTTP status codes, 404 not found, 500 internal server error, etc. Include detailed error messages in your JSON response that are helpful for debugging. Example error handling. 8. Response formatting, JSON. Request handler component does most of the work. It automatically converts the data you pass to $this-set into JSON based on the accept header in the request. *_serialize is crucial. It tells cakephp which variables to include in the JSON response. Content type header. The request handler component sets the content type header to application/JSON automatically. Example JSON response, for get/API/articles. 9. Testing your API. Cakephp has excellent testing support. You can write unit tests and integration tests for your API endpoints. Use tools like Postman or Insomnia to manually test your API. These tools allow you to send HTTP requests with different headers and payloads. Example test case, for API/articles controller. 10. Security considerations. HTTPS always use HTTPS to encrypt communication between the client and the server. Input validation. Thoroughly validate all user input to prevent SQL injection, XSS, and other attacks. Cakephp's built-in validation features are essential. Authentication and authorization. Implement robust authentication and authorization mechanisms to protect your API endpoints. JWT is a common choice. Asterisk rate limiting asterisk implement rate limiting to prevent abuse, example denial of service attacks. There are middleware packages you can use for this. Asterisk CORS, cross-origin resource sharing configure CORS headers to control which domains are allowed to access your API. This is important if your API is accessed by a front-end application running on a different domain. Asterisk CSRF protection asterisk enable CSRF, cross-site request forgery, protection for non-GET requests, post, put, delete. cakephp provides built-in CSRF protection. Asterisk sanitize data asterisk use functions like H, to escape HTML entities when displaying data to prevent XSS attacks. 11. Deployment. Asterisk choose a hosting platform asterisk AWS, Google Cloud, Heroku, DigitalOcean, etc. Asterisk configure your web server, Apache or Nginx ensure the web root directory is your document root. Asterisk set up your database asterisk create a database instance and configure your cakephp application to connect to it. Asterisk configure environment variables asterisk store sensitive information, example database credentials, API keys, in environment variables, not directly in your code. Asterisk deploy your code asterisk use Git, FTP or a deployment tool to upload your code to the server. Asterisk configure caching asterisk enable caching to improve performance. cakephp supports various caching mechanisms. Asterisk set up monitoring and logging asterisk monitor your application for errors and performance issues. Use a logging system to track application events. 12. Anthony Putignano's contributions to cakephp, in context. Anthony Putignano is a well-respected member of the cakephp community, and his contributions are often focused on asterisk code quality and best practices asterisk he advocates for writing clean, well-structured, and maintainable code. This aligns with the principles emphasized throughout this tutorial. His focus on using table objects to encapsulate business logic and custom finders directly supports this. Asterisk performance optimization asterisk Anthony often shares tips and techniques for optimizing cakephp applications, such as using caching effectively and writing efficient database queries. Asterisk security asterisk he understands the importance of security in web applications and often emphasizes best practices for protecting against common vulnerabilities. The security considerations outlined in Section 10 are areas where his expertise is particularly relevant. Asterisk testing asterisk Anthony is a strong believer in automated testing and promotes the use of unit tests and integration tests to ensure code quality and prevent regressions. In summary asterisk. This tutorial provides a comprehensive guide to building REST APIs with cakephp, covering project setup, model creation, controller implementation, authentication, routing, request handling, response formatting, testing, security, and deployment. By following these steps and incorporating the best practices advocated by Anthony Putignano, you can create robust, secure, and maintainable APIs with cakephp. Remember to adapt the code examples to your specific needs and to consult the cakephp documentation for more detailed information.